Alright, back on some more Deadlock, and so yesterday during night shift's tourney, which if you don't know what night shift is, it's basically just Deadlock's competitive scene, where it's hosted with a bunch of different teams, and there's a small prize pool. It's nothing, crazy or anything like that, but it is still pretty funny. So it was the two teams, Melee Creeps and Floorman, and Melee Creeps did some tomfoolery, and they basically abused the current patch that was going on, revolving around the urn. So basically what Melee Creeps did is they bought egg as their first item. Why they bought egg first item was basically to fake a large difference in souls between the two teams in order to force a comeback urn. Now, of course, the reason they're forcing a comeback urn is, well, the comeback urn gives you a 35% resistance in bullet and spirit, and you're gonna see how broken that is. Another thing Melee Creeps does, of course, is to basically feed at the start in mid-game, which if I go through all of their players, you can see how many times they feed at the bottom here. These red lines mean they died, and most of these were done on purpose. And the reason for that is, of course, to get that minus 20% in soul difference. So they set up for the comeback urn that's spawning right here, and you're gonna see when they pick up urn, everyone on their team is going to pop egg, and watch the soul difference slowly catch up. But more importantly, they now have a comeback urn that they can just hold hostage. If you didn't know, comeback urn does not reset off of respawn if you don't deposit it. So they're just gonna keep this comeback urn indefinitely throughout the entire game. And you'll see they won't actually turn it in. They're going to use it as basically a flag or a beacon of 35% spirit resist and bullet resist. They're gonna go ahead and just hold it hostage basically and use it as the beacon. As you can see, now they're going for yellow, and I mean, there's not much you can really do in this situation, so the floormen just leave and forfeit the match. It's pretty funny. I think it could have been handled better. Melee Creeps was basically using it as a statement, or whatever you want to call it, to call out that the recent patch was terrible and pretty much unplayable. And I mean, they proved their point. Like I said, I think it should have been handled a little better, but it is funny nonetheless. So today we got a new patch. I wonder why. Here's the new patch. Urn spawn time, and like I said in yesterday's video, how Calvin's ult needs to freeze the timer. Now it freezes the timer. So that has also been provided. You no longer get the 35% bullet and spirit resist. It is only active when it's actually being deposited. I still think this is too much. I still think urn buffs that it actually gives should scale with how much it costs, because if we do a quick little math, it's worth about, give or take, 40k souls worth of resistances. Of course, you're not getting the boons or anything like that, which is just an insane amount, especially for an early game deficit. Like, for instance, the soul urn only costs probably around 4k at that point. So to give a pretty much 40k worth of resistances is too much in my opinion. We got some more changes for urn, of course, revolving around being able to basically stall the urn. You can't really do that anymore. Obviously a really good change and needed to be changed. And then at the bottom, we got parrying troopers no longer resets your parry, which combat freezing waves with it. Finally, good patch. It only lasted less than a week, so can't really be that upset about it. But I think that was arguably the worst patch we've gotten in a very long time. I've said this before, though. You can't be that upset about it. This is a closed game after all, and we are its test subjects. So it is what it is. Awful patch. Hopefully we don't see anything like that again, but I am happy that they are trying different things, and we are trying as a community different things in this game. That's what this game should be. It would be much worse, if it was a one-sided dialogue with the patches and we just kind of got shit on the entire time. So we'll see while playing this patch if it's any better. I think just on paper it should be. I think we're going the right direction when it comes to urn. However, I would still like there to be a different objective, maybe a smaller boss. I think a good location for it really would be where the tier 3 camps are on either left or right side of the map. all the way in the middle where the bridge is. I think that would be a perfect place just to put some sort of boss spawn, mid-game that you can get some sort of small buff from. I think it would be pretty easy to implement, and, another thing that we could test out as a community. I really hope next patch tries to address a lot of what the current patch has messed up, because yes, we fixed some parts of the urn, but there are a lot of balancing changes, especially revolving around characters that need to be answered. But yeah,